Yes, y'all. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 103 of the Dunmarks podcast. It's your favorite Saturday brunch bunch. Back at it again after taking a week off. So,
We're back.
open book, little State of the Union apology here. We apologize as a show. We got to do better. We had some scheduling conflicts last week. Everybody had shit to do, and we didn't pod, obviously, but because we're dumb marks, we didn't, send out a message, hey, no show this week. Tune in next week. So we apologize for you guys that were looking for the show. We appreciate the love. At least we know some people are listening. So shout out to audience that reached out and asked what was going on. Hey, sometimes life gets in the way. People got other shit to do, and unfortunately, it all just fell on a Saturday for each and every single one of us. So, but we're back at it again. Hell of a week to take off.
And some of us got suspended, so
it was a hell of a week to miss. Yeah, it was a hell of a week to miss, but I feel like everybody was going to be talking about the same old thing. So
yeah,
from that aspect, I guess it's good that we missed it because we would have just been another voice of the voiceless talking about the same shit. So try to be unique and different here. But how we feeling? We good? We refreshed? Everybody had a good week away, came back ready to pod.
I haven't had a beer in 2 weeks. Feels good.
I can't say the same.
Yeah.
Y'all drank all the beer last week, apparently.
I can't say the same.
Yeah, he still ain't changed his clothes from last week. He still got on the same bullshit color orange.
I had to hit up my girls on pen pal today.
I see that. You got your blue shirt. Clip of the week, starting off early. Did you send the P.O. box address or your real address? Because you may not want her to know the real address.
It's the P.O. box.
Your doorstep when you get out, like I'm here.
I was going to say, when did you get out? What's going on, Nate? We'll get into that later.
Yeah, that's coming. Believe me, that's coming in bell to bell for sure. Apologies again. Appreciate you guys for checking in on us. We're all good. We're back at it, ready to go. Got a lot of shit to cover this week and get into. May not hit everything, but I think we got a good list to deep dive. I think we, pre-production wise, we sent some stuff over, got some good talking points, and we'll see where the road takes us for this week's episode. So, we're all good there. Chris and I have our.
We're good, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt, we're all good. Chris and I have our 20-year high school reunion tonight. So we are.
We should have took another week off.
Yeah. Look, it's going one of two ways. It's either going to be lit and really fun, and I'm going to enjoy the hell out of myself, or I'm going to question why I donated $35 to show up to this function. It's one of two ways. That. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean,
we might have some stories next week.
Yeah, who knows? Some of them may end up with me on a golf course somewhere, depending on how the night goes. But
we got another one that's gonna be there tonight.
Yeah, it will be interesting for sure, to say the least. What do you guys want to get into? Chop it up first. Where we at? Cobra Kai. No spoilers.
Story time too, right?
No I got story time too. We'll do it later.
No spoilers.
You finished, right?
But everybody's done. Right? Everybody's caught up. Everybody's good. Man, what a show! Like,
I enjoyed it.
Unbelievable. Chris, you're making that face. You don't seem that impressed.
Oh, I wasn't impressed. That's for sure with this season.
What?
I wasn't impressed either.
What?
I mean, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed the season. But
it was a good watch.
There were things I didn't like last season, and this season there was things I didn't like. I think Kenny's the one that said it. It's all be about Sam. It's like.
Speaking of Kenny, I don't know if he's going to join on later or not, but we got to reach out to him and do a Cobra Kai deep dive because we're all caught up. We went on his show earlier in the year to talk about season 4. So I'd like to revisit that and cover this more in depth because by the way, Yins are talking, it's going to be a heated discussion. So yeah, but caught up on that. Caught up on She-Hulk. Starting to lose a little interest in She-Hulk.
Same here.
I don't know. They have what 3 episodes left, so we got to pick it up. And then Daredevil starts next week.
They're in crossover at the same time. That's unusual.
Well, you got the teaser, little teaser on She-Hulk.
Yeah, and Daredevil. It is going to be season 1. It's not a continuation of the previous Daredevil, so it's not season 4. Brand new season 1, new show, and we're going to be off and running. So
what day does it drop?
Sounds like Donald over there.
What'd you say, Jay?
What day does it drop?
I want to say Thursday next week.
Oh, so he's showing up next week, and then it'll play right into his
stuff. Okay.
I get it.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, and I may have my dates off by 1 week, but I could have sworn it's next week that it starts. So, but yeah. So
I'm so behind on Marvel stuff. I got to catch up on that.
Same here. I never watched any of that Netflix stuff when they came on.
The Daredevil Netflix is really good.
Yeah, so I
watched the first season of that. I never finished anything else.
I never watched any of that. So
that and Daredevil and Punisher are my 1A, 1B, and I can flip flop and tell you which one I like more depending on the day of the week. So those 2 were top notch programs for me on Netflix. But yeah, we'll see what we get out of it. I'm excited for it.
I'm hearing a plane over my house. I wonder if that's Shelby flying in.
It may be. Did you see what I hit her up?
my house?
I hit her up on Facebook. I said, "You land that plane on the 9th hole. That's going to be the greatest reunion ever." So, and it wouldn't surprise me if she does land it on the 9th hole and comes out with a fur mink coat on, because that's just her. So we'll see.
Do the Romeo and Michelle.
Right. Donald, what do you got story time for us?
So last Saturday, I went down to the Tennessee Pitt game last week because Tennessee's my favorite college team, and first time they was in Pittsburgh. So hey, got a chance to go see them. So went to the parking lot, parked after taking many pictures and all that stuff. Seeing the Tennessee tailgate was happening across the lot. So I walked over, said hi, what's going on and everything. And then they brought me in. They said, "Oh, how did you become a fan?" and all that stuff. So I gave them the story and everything. Told them gather around the campfire and let me tell you how a northerner like me became a team of the South. So they was like, "Oh yeah, you're a VFL." For people who don't know what VFL is, that's Evolve for Life.
My God!
So I'm Evolve for Life, and then met a guy named Kevin there, a guy named Matt, and a guy named June May. And then June May offered me some homegrown moonshine. Man, I smelled that stuff. Man, that stuff smelled like rocket fuel.
I don't think they grow that.
Pure.
Definitely not grow. Definitely not grow.
Yeah, pure rocket fuel. I told him, nah, I can't do that because I need to be like alive to watch this game. I need my sight to see this game. So, yeah. So the game was fun. Was totally hammered down there. And brother-in-law, sister just kept buying me beers after beers after beers. So I was
for the homies,
huh?
You couldn't bring a jar for the homies to drink of the week?
No, you don't want that stuff. Yeah, so I was a Ravenous fan down there. Man, the first half I was so mad. Then the second half came on, and cool, it was a fun time.
I mean, let's be real. If Slovis doesn't get hurt, you guys don't win that game. First of all, okay. Second of all, how many days did the recovery take for you to feel normal again after the hangover?
About 2 days. Yeah.
Now, did you go like Gatorade, Pedialyte recovery, or water?
I just did straight water. I just did straight water. So the next morning was the Steeler game, and I lost my voice for screaming at the game the whole day. So I could not scream at the Steeler game at all, whatsoever.
So were you hungover the next day, or was it like one of those?
What'd you say? What'd you say, Chris?
Were you hungover the next day, or was it one of those like you were cool the next day, but then the next day after that, it was just completely?
Oh no! When I woke up, I was done. It was a hangover. Yeah. When I got home, the room was spinning. I was like, "This ain't going to be a good night."
He laid down in bed, thought he was on the rotor.
Wasn't a good night. Wasn't a good day. The next day, Yeah, so water and tea were my friends.
Water and tea. Did you add the little honey to the green tea?
Yes, always have to. Soothes the throat.
Who has honey?
Mhm.
Well, I got honey in the crib all day
Honey,
long, bro.
always.
Huh?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but fun time. Very fun time.
Adults, man, adults.
Mhm. It didn't help me when we were leaving the stadium, getting caught in traffic, and I'm halfway out the window screaming at the Tennessee fans, "Let's go Vols" and all that stuff. Everybody honking their horns and everything on the parkway. So.
Still, feel like he ain't get jumped down there.
He keeps it on his
Yeah,
person.
honey on the front. All right. Gaming news this week. Couple big announcements, right? Some stuff got put out there in the gaming universe. What caught your eye the most?
Nintendo Direct had their presentation on Tuesday. The biggest things coming out of there, they announced the sequel to Breath of the Wild, Legends of Zelda. It's called The Tears of the Kingdom, and that's coming out May 12th. So another one of their first party big time hitters that everybody's been waiting for, years in the making. And also they announced James Bond, GoldenEye, online.
And so did Microsoft.
Yeah, and they said it's coming soon. And Microsoft did it on a sneak too, saying, "Yeah, we got a better repackaged, like remake version. Yeah, remastered version coming out. Yeah, undercut.
Yeah,
undercut them." And then a couple hours later, Sony had their PlayStation State of Play, and the biggest thing out of that was the last trailer for God of War Ragnarok, which looks amazing. What they put it as looks really good, and this time people didn't complain about it. I was shocked because there was half CGI, half gameplay. Normally everybody wants more gameplay, but it was half and half. So they announced that Tekken 8 is coming out. This time they're using Unreal Engine 5, so that's the next gen engine that everybody's been waiting for to use. So it looks like they're going to be the first ones to use it, and that looks unreal too. So
There's no Street Fighter?
There's no what?
Is there a new Street Fighter?
Street Fighter 6. It's just that same one. Yeah, the same one they announced last year.
Okay.
And then on Microsoft side, not good news, but the president of 343 Industries, Bonnie Ross, she has left the company. So 343 Industries are the creators of Halo, and she left the company citing differences with Microsoft.
Speaking of Halo, they season 2 is getting ready to start filming for Paramount. I don't know if you guys tuned in and watched that on Paramount Plus. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was, they had a tough task. People were, expecting it to be based along the gaming storylines and whatnot, but they, took some stuff from the game and made it what it was as far as the TV presentation goes. So I'll probably tune in for season 2 just to stick with it, depending on when it drops. Because if it's a certain time of year, I would say more than likely no. So you got to be strategic on when they put it out there for me to tune in, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, GoldenEye, man. I'll be all on that on Microsoft with the remastered.
I'll be on that on Switch too.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Looking forward to that.
No doubt. That was Friday nights back in the day. All night long. GoldenEye.
The 4-player. Split screen. Like us right now.
Switch, they've been at a lot of good 64 stuff. They added Wave Race a few weeks ago. Was pretty excited about that. That was one of my favorite games playing whenever I was growing up. They just added that, what is it, the 1080 snowboarding game.
Really?
They just, if they didn't add it, it's coming soon. I know I saw them add that to the list. And then there was a biking game, 360 biking or something like that. So there's like a few there of the 64 classics that have been coming out. So and GoldenEye to that. I'm really excited to play the Nintendo Online.
Yeah, 1080 was SSX before SSX.
Yeah. Yeah, and then don't get the credit for it being SSX before SSX. SSX.
Yeah.
So yeah,
1080 was good.
all right. Anything else intro wise you guys want to get into and cover that you may have seen come across?
I got some snacks.
All right, let's hit up Smash or Trash.
All right, we're gonna start off with some chips. Fritos is coming out with flavored twist queso.
Smash.
No. Frito is bringing back their barbecue corn chips.
Smash.
And one of my favorite snacks growing up was Bugles. They are coming out with new Hidden Valley Ranch Bugles.
Who says that?
Nobody. Yeah, like I gotta. I'm definitely reevaluating our friendship after you saying Bugles was your
Bugles
favorite
were awesome.
snack.
The only good thing was you could put them on your fingertips. That was it.
Yeah.
Did I also smash them? I did. Were they good? No.
All right, Jason, you posted this one. We got Reese Big Cup with Reese Puffs inside of them.
Trash.
It's too much.
I don't like the big cup ratio
too much,
but I'm a smash.
And also, Reese's is coming out with dipped animal crackers.
Double smash.
I
lick my fingers on those. And I don't even lick my fingers.
I don't even lick my fingers. Pause.
Those Pillsbury, the sugar cookie dough that you cut and has the faces in them. They're coming out with monsters with Count Chocula flavored and Frankenberry flavored.
Smash.
So those are out for Halloween. This isn't really technically a snack, but for us growing up, this was a big deal. And McDonald's is bringing back the Halloween plastic trick-or-treating pail Happy Meals in October.
Yeah, I saw that, and I wondered if you had it on the list. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No.
Definitely.
Everybody gonna get a Happy Meal in October?
I'm gonna get one now.
You ain't gonna get one. You're gonna be in line waiting for one.
Yep.
You get beat up for one.
All right, we're gonna get into some other fast food stuff. These are all like dessert treats. This week, Chick-fil-A released an autumn spice milkshake. It's basically a cinnamon milkshake with brown sugar cookie bits inside.
Smash.
Trash.
I'm definitely giving that a try. All right, Wendy's. They got a lot of shit here, and a lot of this is international.
Well, why are we covering if it's international?
It
has no chance to even come here.
Hey,
I'm start a petition.
They released that strawberry one.
The strawberry one
and the strawberry ended up coming here. So
yeah, and it's only in Florida. What the fuck? I gotta drive 14 hours to get it.
It's here.
It's here.
You can get it anywhere. This is just a lot of stuff that they got. They have a caramel apple frosty, a Kit Kat frosty,
trash,
a churro fries and frosty,
Trash.
a pina colada frosty,
trash,
and an Oreo frosty.
Trash.
So those are all the different frosties coming out. Like some of them have the tops in there, and they also have a Nutella frosty coming out in the Dominican Republic.
Trash.
And then in El Salvador, they have 3 frosty shakes. They have a caramel cookie, a wild berry, and a Nutella.
Why are we even talking about what's in El Salvador?
I want that wild berry.
You never know what's going to come around.
Watch the Nutella one come. I feel it.
That's why he's still single. Because he likes fucking bugles.
I knew there had to be an explanation for something.
Ain't no woman locking up a man whose favorite snack is bugles. He'll be on the market for a while. You need to revise the profile because that snack is not getting you through the door.
That is not on my profile. This isn't anything to really smash or pass, but I saw this yesterday and I just figured it fits in here. People are already stocking eggnog on the shelves in grocery stores.
Well, there's Christmas decorations already out. Like
This Christmas
Who's
stuff.
drinking eggnog in September?
Who's drinking eggnog? Period.
Well, I do enjoy a glass of eggnog. I gotta have one every year. Like,
A glass. That's not worth the bottle.
It's gonna have
No,
alcohol in it.
You can find you a pint or something.
yeah, I get the little pint, little Turner's pint, little eggnog. Add some Captain Morgan in there, and I'm good to go.
Go down to Maggie's Farm down in the Strip District, buy the alcoholic that's already pre-made. You're good to go for the holidays.
Can we go a show without mentioning Turner's?
Nope.
They're a sponsor, man.
All right, so real quick before we jump into bell to bell, real quick, do we want to? I know we tend to stay away from stuff like this on this show because we like to keep things light and everything else, but like the Little Mermaid debacle, and Jay, you're rocking the shirt. You know,
My favorite Disney princess.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense, but I mean, you know, people are gonna be outraged over anything, I guess, these days.
Are you new on the internet?
No, but it's just like, you know, it's a mythical creature that's not even real. That if it was real, it's not gonna look white or black. So what are people getting up in arms about? Like, it's unbelievable. And it's just the fact that people are attacking the young actress. Like, what I miss? I missed something.
You did miss something.
That's a comment. That's a comment that I missed. I don't got the comments up. Was it Taquan? Yeah. We
certified Olympic swimmer here.
That's the comment. Like, you gotta put that up. You have to put that up. That may be his best one yet. Yeah, but can we stop with the outrage on who can play what role? Like, I mean, realistically, let's you know, let's be real about this. And the fact that you guys are actually attacking this young girl or young actress, I don't know how old she is, but like it's ridiculous that it's getting to this point. So just enjoy the movie, man. Like, it I don't know what else to say because shit like this it gets under my skin and it makes me boil. You know, especially having interracial children myself. Like, it just, yeah, but yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm absolutely gonna watch it.
I hope it's on Disney Plus so I can just keep it on play.
Like,
streams up.
They're gonna make a sequel just because Jason played it 24/7.
and the thing that I noticed is that, like, little girls, it didn't matter. I saw a bunch of videos of girls' reactions to it this week, and it didn't matter if they were black, white, whatever. Like, they were just excited to see Ariel
the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, like, it's what it's who it's for. Like, what are we doing? It's not for you 35-year-old Karen that sits in you know, northern suburbs of East Los Angeles. Like, it's not for you, Karen. Like,
when I see little white kids with Bianca Belair ponytails, I don't care about adults' opinions. They like what they like. They're going to enjoy it. They don't care about color.
Taquan with another one. This man's on fire. We gotta move on because he's over here singing. All right, let's jump into bell to bell. All right, big week in pro wrestling, coming off the heels of probably the most controversial behind the scenes week in pro wrestling that we've seen. I don't want to say ever, but I mean, at least in our lifetime, right? Like, I don't.
Screw job.
Yeah, but even then, the screw job was like, that was still kayfabe. You didn't really know a lot about that until years later when stuff started coming out. You know what I mean? Like, this played out real time as it happened because of all the access and everything else to everything that's going on. So we're not going to go into the details and talk about everything and all that unless you guys want to touch on certain parts of it.
It's old news now.
Yeah. I want to focus more on. We'll start with AEW this week. I want to focus more on the fallout and the booking afterwards based on it, right? So we've had this tournament, which we'll crown the AEW champion next week at Grand Slam. We saw the semifinal matches this week. Moxley versus Sammy Guevara. You had Jericho versus Danielson in the main event, and we got Mox versus Danielson for the finals set next week in Grand Slam. Tournament alone, did they book it correctly? Are you happy with who's in the final?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
What half?
Brian.
So I was thinking about this, right? And I saw a lot of people during the week talking about stuff, and like AEW is resetting to focus more on homegrown and 4 pillars and all this yada yada yada.
Okay.
And yeah, you laugh and say ha ha, yeah, because when you look at the finals of this, when you look at the finals of this tournament, it's not any of that, right? I get Moxley being there, and even though we talk about the Hogan syndrome and everything else on the show with him, to me he is the locker room leader of AEW, whether we like it or not. They entrusted him to go out there and talk, and I thought the promo he cut was a very good, impassioned promo. Rally the troops. Well, you don't like Mox, so nothing's going to do it for you.
No.
Like, just the words
I want
alone.
to see, but yeah, he does nothing for me at all.
I hate him, and I felt it was good.
Like, I would have threw a curveball in this tournament. Just to garner more interest, to reset, to get away from everybody that's in the main event picture. I would have threw the curveball.
Yes.
And I would have went with Sammy versus Darby.
Perfect time to reset.
And I know it may not garner the most ratings, but you have a history between those two. You have a story between those two that you can call back to whenever they had the TNT title feud. They're both young, and you do a complete overhaul and reset of your division and go from there. Now you put it on Mox, and it's like, okay, we're right back where we started before All Out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't good.
So to me, they missed the ball with resetting everything. Just clean slate. Let's start fresh, reset.
And I have a feeling they're going to put it on him because MJF's all of his promos are geared towards Mox. I didn't hear one thing.
We've got a couple guys here that might have some problems with this.
You can see they're all wearing hats.
But yeah, I would have reset everything and started fresh. Like, even if it's for a short period of time. But
I'd like to know if the whole situation didn't happen after All Out. Were we going to get MJF and Punk next week at Grand Slam, or were they going to hold off on that? That's one of those things that I'd like to know what their plan was going forward.
I wouldn't have done it. I would have at least waited till Full Gear if you're going to do it then.
Because in the meantime, we're now getting another number one contendership match, and the tournament's not even over with yet.
Well, let's because that was the other big thing that from a booking standpoint, that I don't understand. You just had a casino ladder match to crown somebody to get the title shot whenever they want. Now you're doing a golden ticket ladder match to crown the number one contender for the title shot. So you're doing the same thing over and over again. If this was WWE, people would be killing it.
No.
But because it's AEW, it's like, okay, yeah, cool.
No, they don't, man.
You know? So is this going to be a filler in between MJF's cash in?
Apparently.
Yeah, and it's not even a cash in. He just gets his title shot. But yeah, they'll win it, and then they'll
it'll be something like Brody King against Moxley, something like that.
And I'm okay with them holding off on MJF or whatever because they usually hotshot these Casino Battle Royal winners and stuff like that. So it's usually like within the first couple of weeks they do the match and it's done. So it's nice if they're going to hold off on it. But why do another one whenever they haven't even cashed in yet? Like, you don't need it. And the tournament's not even done. Like, whoever loses, technically, the tournament should be the number one contender for a rematch.
Well, that's where I'm going with the booking right now is all rinse repeat. We've had a summer of tournaments.
That's it.
Literally, we've had June, July, August tournaments. Before Forbidden Door tournament, after Forbidden Door tournament for the trios titles. Now we're doing a champions tournament to crown the new AEW heavyweight champion.
So you're building stars for tournaments.
And
you're not even building stars. You're not even building stars. You're just throwing people out there.
So you have three separate tournaments and 2 ladder matches, and that's how you're crowning your champions and your number one contenders. Does anybody else have a problem with this booking?
Yes.
Very much.
I had a problem when WWE did it. Whenever they would just throw a Battle Royale on SmackDown for no reason. So it's lazy booking.
And Triple H isn't above this because he ran the same Fatal 4-Way tag team title match again last night on SmackDown that the one Strowman ruined 2 weeks ago in his return.
Talk about that
to crown the next number one contenders.
It's just everything AEW wise is just terrible. I can't even watch it. It lives on fast forward for me. That's how I get my information.
I don't understand how. And again, I hate to go back to this, and not saying that it was great before he left, but since Cody left, man, the direction of that show has completely gone down, and question marks across the board on booking decisions and title runs and everything else. I mean, hell, you built 6 months to build Wardlow up and make him the hottest thing in the company and arguably one of the hottest things in pro wrestling. He wins the belt, and now there's nothing.
And how many times does that happen in AEW?
A lot.
Yeah. It's not like he's the first one to get this treatment, but he's the current one that's getting it.
I am very tired of the fantasy wrestler format of the show that they put on. Fantasy wrestling, just like fantasy football. He goes to DraftKings every week and puts in a lineup. He has, $100,000 to build his team. He sets his matches, and that's what we get.
That's what I saw last night. I saw, I think Rampage next week is going to be Phoenix versus Jungle Boy. I was just like, well, if that isn't just a fantasy book match there.
That was like the tag match. Swerve in Our Glory versus Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
It was for the title, but I swear I've seen this match before. The same type of match with no story, no anything.
So we won 3 straight title matches?
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what was the titles on the line for anyway with them?
When they're defending them against the Acclaim this coming
next week.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you think the Acclaim's going to get it in New York?
They should. Yes.
I
want them to. Yes.
I think
that decision right there is based on booking to your like being a mark and booking strictly to your fans, because the reaction the Acclaim got at all, they were so over that it's like, oh well, we just put the belts on these guys because they're so over it all out. It's like, what does that do? Like, look at it 6, 8, 12 months out. What does that do to just put the belt on them?
For me, right now, they're just a slogan.
And I don't
mind them in the ring.
I don't mind them in the ring, but you're gonna give them that big old Rusev. Hey,
what were the New Age Outlaws, man?
You got a chant.
What were the New Age Outlaws?
Same thing.
Yeah.
But then I enjoy the claim in the ring, but then I don't want them to turn your fans turn after like 2 weeks and just be like, we're on to something new.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see them being long-term champs.
No.
But like, this isn't going to be like we're talking at Revolution or Double or Nothing next year that they're still going to hold the titles. But maybe Full Gear max.
I just feel like the last 3 to 4 months, consistently each and every single week, we're just booking the show to get a rating, and we're not doing anything to build stability, build characters, build individuals that will add fans to your fan base while continuing to grow your product on a television basis each and every single week.
They had their backstage shakeup before the suspensions happened, and TV hasn't changed, in my opinion, like to make me think that they're doing things differently.
It's all the same.
It still seems the same formula each week.
All the same.
To me, the only thing I'm interested in right now is Hader and Baker. Because they're kind of hinting towards something.
Yeah.
Than that.
But even with that, like, how much have they actually shown and let it play out? Like, we got clips. So this happened backstage. This happened after the match. This happened backstage. Mm-hmm. And then it's like Jamie comes out, takes the chair off of Britt, and she uses it not against Britt. So if you don't watch everything, you don't pay attention to the clips, then it's like, well,
you don't know there's turmoil back there.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on or why she's acting the way she's acting. Like, it's just very poorly done.
Yeah.
And now we're getting the Kingston Guevara match that wasn't going to happen because of the backstage heat. So,
but it is happening now.
The work turned into a shoot, and the shoot got people suspended, and now it's a work again because they're buddy, and that animosity is not going to, pop back up in that match. If Sammy mistimes something and lands a shot on Kingston, you don't think that's going to turn into just a flat out fight?
And where does that lead back to? Jericho and Kingston. It's going to.
Yeah, and we won't see one match with him and Sammy.
And then last night you get Jericho calling out Claudio for the ROH
title. Yeah.
I had a problem with Logan Paul, and then I saw that, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Before we jump into that with the Logan Paul stuff, because that's a conversation in and of itself that I feel can go a bunch of different directions depending on your outlook on it. What in your eyes, what's the best thing for AEW to do at Grand Slam as far as your AEW champion? And what would you like to see them do moving forward to get back on track?
Put the belt on Moxley and have MJF take it. As much as I don't want that.
That's where it's leading to.
That's what it should be. I want Bryan to win, but it should be Moxley. It should be MJF taking the belt off Moxley, and boom, he's the guy.
Do you have MJF take it off Moxley at Full Gear?
When is Full Gear?
November.
Yeah, I don't need a long Moxley reign. So that he can go back on vacation.
Same. Do that. Because there's no need for another special Dynamite for a title. Just do it at Full Gear. You have your pay-per-view. It's like you have your pay-per-view there for a reason. Do that. But I have MJF beating Moxley for the belt. Because MJF is just nothing but talking nothing about Danielson at all. It's just straight Moxley.
And if you put on Danielson, I don't want him to be a short-term transition champ.
Don't forget, you still have battle for the belts in October. So there's going to be
That don't count.
There's going to be specials, but then probably right after Full Gear will be winners coming. So
Battle of Belts don't count.
yeah. I mean, I will never pick Moxley to win. So of course I'm going to go Daniel. But Jason, I completely agree with your logic on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's definitely the way to go. If you're going to have MJF be the guy, have him beat the face.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with all Ian's. Moxley's the right guy, just based off of the stability he can bring. Not saying he's the best guy, but where they're at right now and where they're positioned, he's the right guy to put it back on. Him and MJF can be money. We'll see how it goes, but they got to get back to some consistency as far as story-based wrestling, because you don't know who's feuding with who, why they're feuding with each other. Like, is Orange Cassidy a heel now? Because
look like it to me.
and when has that type of Superman punch ever laid anybody out? That's the same thing with the crutch that Evil Uno got hit with, that's made out of vibranium, that I said last week. Like,
did he connect?
Did Orange Cassidy get the Winter Soldier fist that I didn't know about? Because like literally wipe the slate completely clean and do a hard reset. I know that's difficult with week-to-week television, but Hunter's done a pretty good job of resetting everybody.
Yeah, in a couple
wiping
weeks.
slates clean. So, like, you can do it. You don't got to do everybody at once, but you can take your pockets and do it and actually get the train back on tracks. Because right now, the best move that they've made recently, and I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, is taking JR off commentary. Excalibur, Taz, and Shivani are much better listening to them for 2 hours on Dynamite than having JR out there.
I haven't even noticed.
Honestly, yeah.
I haven't even noticed.
So to me, that's the best move they've made recently. Have JR out there for your main events and your big time matches, but let them other guys.
I mean, if we didn't even notice that JR hasn't been on, is that really that great of a move?
Yeah, because you're not talking about
how
bad
notice.
JR is. You didn't notice. When JR's on, the people are talking about how bad JR is.
I'm never one of those people, but
I can tune you out unless you say something to annoy me, which will go to SmackDown. But it's like, yeah, if you're like Jericho, it's piercing. I can hear you.
Rampage.
I can tune Taz and them out. I can tune Cole out. Pat gets in. I can tune all of Raw out. It's like once I start, or if you mess up a line, I'll catch that. So you get a lot of that with JR.
Yeah. So to me, that's where we're at. Like I said, I need something different from AEW, because it's turned into, it's morphed itself into a national
indie promotion.
A national indie show.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's an indie promotion.
And that was cool for a while, because you're seeing matchups that you didn't see before, you never thought happened, but to do it consistently every single week, and now those matchups have kind of ran out because you hot-shotted all of them right off the bat. You have nothing left. So you need to go back to Wrestling 101, which has been the way it's been for 70-some years, 80-some years, and get back to telling stories, building characters, and making compelling television. But I could be completely wrong, because they're still selling out and nobody seems to be complaining about it.
There's things that are good and there's things that are bad with every promotion. But with AEW lately, it's been a lot more bad than good. And
it just seems, hey, that Tony Khan's on the checkers board and Triple H is on the chessboard. And since them two have kind of been head to head as being the guys, the chess moves that Hunter's made have been better than the checkers moves that Tony's made. You know, you may take 3 pieces off the board, but I'm setting you up for checkmate. So
this week I'll disagree with that because this week was not a good week for WWE.
So then
this week felt a lot more.
Let's just wrestle, which is terrible.
This week felt a whole lot more like normal WWE than the Triple H era, and honestly, the past few weeks have slowly been getting that to me.
In what sense?
I'll take the Raw that I went to. It's just like that was the first Raw. Like I'm there, and I wasn't even into it after being excited for the past few weeks, and then it's like then watching it on TV the past couple weeks. It's like this week. It's like by the time hour 1, maybe halfway through the show, just like I'm ready to turn this off.
So what happened that had you feel that way? Like what?
I just wasn't into anything. It wasn't just one thing. It was just the whole show. It felt like a Vince show to me more than anything. It didn't feel like a Triple H era show to me. Like there wasn't one segment. Like the only segment that I thought was good was Kevin Owens. And pretty much by the time that was done, I was like, I could be completely done with the show and be happy.
I mean, the Owens promo, that was my highlight of the week from them. That, you know, that just proves that proves what I've known the entire time. Like the dude's he's a main eventer, period.
Yeah.
The fact he hasn't held a belt in over 5 years is disgraceful.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm interested to see if he can do the babyface thing because internally he's listed as a babyface now. That was a babyface promo, but it's easy to cut that type of babyface promo against Theory.
The delivery was still sounded like normal heels Owens to me.
The delivery with the wording was straight babyface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think his delivery is ever going to be a babyface delivery. Mm-hmm. But his wording is definitely babyface.
I'm not exactly comparing him to this, but maybe he could be like that Stone Cold, like where, you know, he can act heelish but be a babyface.
Line.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his guy growing up, so that, you know what I mean. That's who he would most emulate, I would think, or try to most emulate. But yeah, his highlight. I mean, I agree with you. This week itself, WWE, there was more bad than good for sure. And it did kind of fall back into the same old with them. And this is where Triple H is going to run into that situation of you have 5 hours a week every single week. What are you going to do? Because that's a lot of programming. So
7 if he's going to have his hands back in NXT.
And he said he's not. He said Sean is running that. Yeah. So, you know, he may be making the calls to adjust the logo and everything else and you know, get rid of the 2.0 and all that. But creatively, I don't think he'll be hands-on with them. He hasn't been since he's been back. So, and that's coming from himself. But the good was good. Like Owens was good. Everything the Bloodline does is terrific. Sami Zayn is the star of the show.
Yes, he is.
Gargano was good.
Gargano and Gable was good.
And Seth.
Seth was good.
Who'd Seth wrestle?
Seth came out and cut the promo to start the show on Monday. And then it led to Riddle versus Finn, which was a good match. I enjoyed that match too. So like they had good matches this week. Yeah, I think the Bloodline is refreshed. You can do a lot of things now with them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about having Roman on screen every single week. Solo is there to have your single matches now.
Paul came back.
Came back. And you got, you know, Drew and Karrion Kross away from them real quick into their own feud. So you could always call back to that later on, but they're off on their separate, doing their own thing right now. So I'm okay with that. The Roman Logan Paul match. Did you catch the interview of Roman on Logan's podcast?
No.
Very good interview. Roman was very open and broke down a lot of stuff. And I feel like Triple H was the same way on there. So they're very comfortable talking to him. And he's not the best. Logan's not the best interviewer as far as like these amazing questions that are going to get insight and everything else. It's just he makes people comfortable and they can have a conversation and they naturally talk, which is, I feel, good coming from those people in WWE, because before it would just be WWE X person giving a WWE X interview, right?
So you got more Joe than Roman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You saw the man behind the character, and I think his outlook on the business and how things work, or like he went into this little deep dive of talking about the what chance and how he attacks them and why, how you can use it certain ways for or against you. And but it wasn't something that, if I think Vince is still in the helm and Roman's doing that interview, you get that type of content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they're letting them be more themselves, and it's not just like company. You know what I mean? So I would suggest go out and watch that on YouTube. Good interview, good listen. The match itself. So if you didn't watch the interview, kind of how we got here, even though they played up on TV last night, but Roman left and then Logan started talking shit on Roman. And that kind of started into this. Right off the bat, are you for or against the match?
For, because there's nobody there, and Crown Jewel is just the all-star show, all-star game to me.
Now, I don't know if they've held their press conference yet, so I don't know if it's for the title.
It's 12:30 at Vegas time.
You keeping tabs?
They said yesterday.
Chris is acknowledging she's tribal chief.
Would you be less okay if this match is for the belt?
I wouldn't care any other way because Roman ain't losing, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It ain't bending my reality.
Like Jason said, it's Crown Jewel. It's what that event is. So
if it's for the belt, does that disenfranchise part of your locker room?
no more than whenever they just bring back Goldberg for a match for no
reason. WWE.
Which you're talking a celebrity that's had 2 matches and now he's getting a title shot. To me, if I'm Finn, I'm looking at that a little sideways. Like to me, you can cause more harm than good with that, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
What does it matter at this point? They're not taking the title, like Dawn said. They're not taking the title off of Roman. Until they actually decide to do something with these titles, or it's all the same shit.
If AEW books this match, do they get more flack than what WWE has gotten for it?
You can ask Action Bronson next week.
It'll be the same exact thing if Logan was fighting Moxley, if Moxley had the title. He's not losing. Like Logan Paul is not winning. I don't know why people are so up in arms about this.
But I think in WWE you expect the celebrities to have the match. In AEW,
not a title match. What celebrity has come in and gotten a title match? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They're special attractions for a reason.
Right.
Now, if this is going to start a run of Roman running through celebrities because he's beating all the wrestlers, okay, line up Logan, line up Bad Bunny, line up Pete Rose, line up whoever, run through them all.
And you know what that leads to?
The Rock.
The great one.
He's celebrity and wrestler. Roman's beating them all.
Let's not make this a trend.
Roman, put up that last quote from Taquan down there.
If it was anything other than Crown Jewel, I'd definitely have an issue with it.
But yeah, this was the main event for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think any of us ever expect anything out of a Crown Jewel event.
I've only watched one Crown Jewel.
I mean, Arquette could actually work, so we'll see. Like that would actually pique my interest more. I don't know. It's just I get Logan signed on to whatever type of deal, and it's probably similar to like what Pat McAfee has, where he'll wrestle. You know, Pat does commentary plus wrestling. Logan probably do some, ambassador type stuff, or get the company moniker out there in another way, plus wrestle here and there.
Like I could see Logan showing up after Crown Jewel, like at Rumble, being entering the Rumble, and then doing something at Mania. But
I just let's pump the hype train on Logan Paul. Like, look who he's been in the ring with.
I'm not hyping, but there's going to be more eyes on it.
It's just trying to get that different audience.
It's what it always does.
It's what WWE does. It's that marketing. They're just trying to get the eyes on them. They're going to get the Sports Center moment out of it, and they like getting that shit.
But again, that goes back to my first question. Like, does that hurt or help your locker room?
No.
Or doesn't it matter with the machine?
I feel like they know what they signed up for.
If this is a long-term program, then we can get into that, if it helps or hurts. But I think this is just going to be a quick one-off. And to me, it just goes back to the whole situation. No matter who you're putting in front of Roman right now, they're not taking the title off, so it doesn't really hurt anything.
He didn't take nobody's spot because nobody was there. So
exactly.
Yeah, but do you want to see Roman Reigns selling to Logan Paul? Like,
you're a wrestler. Everybody got to sell sometime.
He's just gonna fucking talk anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I want to see a straight squash.
That's part of your job. Yeah, it should be a squash. But if he's selling that's one half of your job. Sell the shit.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not one way or the other, honestly. Like, I'm very indifferent on this match and this announcement. Like, I see it from both sides of the fence.
It doesn't make me want to watch the event anymore.
I know, and I haven't watched the Crown Jewel yet, so
it better not be the main event.
It's Roman. It's gonna be the main event.
Roman goes on last, of course. Yeah, I just, I don't know. All right, can we get into him, please? Anything else on Roman and Logan?
No.
Why did they shoot Dom like he was on the canvas of a JCPenney photo?
With this,
you're waiting to take your family portrait at or the week before Christmas? Like what was with the all black with the soft fades and everything else? Like,
get that dramatic video moment. I want to see that up on Rhea's wall in her locker room next week. Just
even him switching over and talking like a heel is terrible.
That's nothing.
Can he at least get the mask and bring back Hunico? Or one of them codes and switch them out?
Like I like the story. I'm enjoying it. I like how they're presenting Rhea as the puppet master, and she's the one that's controlling the pieces for Judgment Day. I love that. Like, fantastic, great. The story
was terrible. Dom last week, whenever he didn't talk and Rhea was talking for him, was better, and I'd be okay with more of that.
I just don't. Like, I don't see how you can be that bad. I mean, like,
how? He's been bad. Turning heel isn't going to make him good.
But no, I mean, there are instances where you have people that are baby faces that are really bad at being a baby face.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then they switch over to heel, and all of a sudden they're more comfortable. It clicks. Stuff starts working out. I mean, you could go from the number one example of that would be The Rock, and on down the line. Like, we've seen it before happen with people.
You've seen the best of Dominic Mysterio, and it wasn't that good.
And that was NXT.
If you're bad at one and you're bad at the other one,
but
that's
so like
the business they cut out for you then.
Because he's not good. Rhea is good.
Yeah.
And I think some people might confuse, like they might blur that line a little bit with his storyline. Like, oh, Dom's so good here. No, Rhea's good here.
Yeah.
But even within that storyline, as much as I'm praising it, they're still negative with it. Like, you take Edge out again. But, like, you took him out months ago, put him on the shelf. He came back at SummerSlam. And now you take him out again and put him on the shelf. It's like
he's all about the returns.
But you can't keep having the same group take him out and come back and feud, take him out, come back and feud. It just does nothing.
I'm actually surprised that he's not sticking around for Crown Jewel. But yeah, Edge will be back at Rumble.
And you know what Edge need to do.
That's too many people coming back at Rumble.
He need to retire. He
did say next summer will probably be it for him. So he is limited on time right now.
Said next summer?
He said August will probably be it.
Man, I think he's about 11 years too late. The fuck out of here.
Speaking of repackaging and resetting and everything else, we're starting to see people slowly morphing back into themselves, whether or not they're going to be actually called their name, so to speak. But like Pete Dunne, Butch, Slinglet, the way he's wrestling, it's freaking Pete Dunne, right? I was shocked last night. Otis looking like the goofy Otis again, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen with him and Gable. Because as a tag team, I think they've been completely underutilized.
Yes.
Their shtick between the two of them works very well.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have Otis transform back into the goofy Otis, he's growing the beard back out and everything else. Even the way he moved in the ring last night, interacting with Strowman, got me looking like that's old Otis. It's not the new guy. Like,
the people. If this leads to a Chad Gable push, cool. I mean, to me, Otis is expendable. So,
and why does Braun Strowman hate tag teams and male models?
I was just watching.
Can they fire this dude again? He comes in and do the absolute same thing. It's terrible.
If they would have brought him in to actually be the monster of monsters, cool. They need someone to go against Roman, and maybe he could have been one of the ones to give Roman an actual fight. But you have him coming in and doing this shit. It's just like, what'd you bring this dude back for?
You know what I hate? Why is Wake Hell always booked right after him?
Because they're together.
It doesn't.
Because
I don't need that reminder.
Who's booked after him? I didn't hear.
Raquel.
Every time Roman comes out, the next match is a Raquel match.
Okay, I didn't notice that.
I feel like his re-debut has been completely a waste.
He's the worst one of all so far.
But the crowd fucking pops and eats it up. Like, so
I
mean, they're giving what the crowd wants. I just, as a fan, I just don't like
a big monster. Somebody larger than life destroying shit.
I mean, I said for a couple weeks there, at least Almost isn't on TV. You know, it's like, and of course they had to fucking bring him back. But
why doesn't bring anything up, Chris?
Yeah, there you go.
Next will be the feud of all feuds.
Yeah, there you go.
Monster Among Men versus Almost.
I'd much rather have Strowman on my TV than him.
That's WrestleMania. You just said it.
Yeah.
Said Braun is greater than Hit Row when they're rapping.
True.
I'll take that.
Hit Row doesn't work with Swerve not being there.
Yeah.
I'll take anything Strowman over Hit Row.
And every time Cole last night would say top dollar, I'd just sit there and cringe. Every time.
Cole last night, the stuff that he said sent white people back 700 years as far as the cool factor goes. This guy,
that was my issue when you started dropping. I listened to rap and all that.
At least JR is the drunk uncle at the wedding going, listen.
JR cracks me up when he does listen.
I can at least get behind that a little bit.
Yeah.
But Cole last night.
So is Flavor in Your Ear some from Hit Row?
No, that's just a reference from.
Please don't tell me it's
yeah.
Yeah, please don't tell me it's Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear.
Oh yeah, absolutely Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear.
Already Pat's gone and he's losing his way again.
So I was like, you're reminding me of Morrow.
That'll be an asterisk to keep an eye on is how bad does Cole get until McAfee returns.
Yeah. I was surprised last night you got a Pro Wrestling Gorilla mention out of Cole. Like that surprised me.
Well, I mean, he said El Generico 2 weeks ago. So I mean
he is El Generico.
Bad.
Without Pat, he's very El Generico.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your thoughts on Max Dupree dropping the hints?
Who?
What, the LA type?
The LA.
The LA.
He had a backstage who was like
the morphing back into
he was like somewhere night turns to day or day turns to night, and then you got the LA last week.
You got the LA last night or
last night, yeah. We're here in Anaheim, right outside of LA.
Listen, he was him as LA Knight. I'm fine with. Like, give me that. That should have been the character that debuted on SmackDown to begin with. So the quicker you can get him away from the maximum male model stuff, I'm fine with, because Maxine leading them to
it fits.
is much better fit.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. See if I had anything else saved off from
Just got the debate, I think.
Real quick.
Anything on NXT?
Didn't even watch it.
Your thoughts on the change and Solo carrying the belt on SmackDown?
I was okay. I was happy to see him on SmackDown defend the title on SmackDown.
Continuity.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah.
It fits the bloodline carrying gold.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Now you just need Sammy to get the 24/7 title.
You think you can Sammy what's out there?
And have him talk about he's the number one Oosh champ because he defends his title 24/7.
Hey, if he gets that
would be a thing still.
That would be good.
That's solid gold right there.
I haven't even seen that title in like 2 months. Is that even still a thing?
I saw it on TV when they were down here in Pittsburgh on the news. At Children's Hospital.
No, they didn't give a kid a 24/7 belt.
I'd be okay.
It showed up at Children's Hospital.
Nobody made a wish for that. I don't have much time left. I want 24/7.
They need to. If that would be the best way. Bring him back and have him be the champ and not defend it.
Did we just book this for Becky Lynch? They're not going to do that.
All right, I got nothing else. Impact got Victor Road coming up this Friday.
You really want to talk about Impact?
You gonna say it every week?
Talk good about it after that fucking video.
I just shut up. I didn't even text back.
that was horrible. You can't defend that. It was terrible. Like I can't. Right
there we go.
But that's what made it funny.
But
every promotion did that at one point.
Yeah, I'm still gonna wave. I'm still gonna wave the flag for them as far as now. I mean, they've been the most consistent show. Literally, the most consistent show has been Impact Wrestling on a weekly basis.
That video was the TNA that I remember.
That was very TNA-esque. Yeah, absolutely. But no, Victory Road coming up this Friday. It's a solid lineup, solid card. Intriguing matchups. You know, we'll see where it goes. We're getting ready for Bound for Glory to come up here. Mickey James's last ride. But video. Go ahead, Chris. You want to explain the video that came out?
What's the dude's name?
Joe Hendry.
All right. So Ring of Honor star Joe Hendry is debuting in Impact. And they did the worst vignette video for a debut in the history of pro wrestling, I think. The only thing that's worse is Shockmaster's debut.
It's definitely top. It's definitely not top 5 as far as debuts for being one of the worst.
They did this whole thing where this father is on life support in the hospital, and he can't talk, and the kids are just at his bedside going, "Say his name, say his name." And then Joe Hendry just walks in, and they start doing like this singing montage, and everybody clapping and pumped up for him. Watch it. It's awful. I mean, it's worth watching because it's that awful. But it's there used to. I don't even know if there's still the site. There used to be a site called Wrestle Crap, and that should be, if that's still a thing, that should be number 1 on their website this week.
Yeah,
back for that.
I think it's on their YouTube channel. But you can find it online somewhere, Twitter, whatever.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
Yeah,
we will be talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Because every time Steve says how good Impact is, I'm going to be bringing up this video.
Hey,
I might even ask them if I can get the rights for this video. So every time he talks about how good Impact is, I can play it on here just as a reminder.
I'm not going to let one video ruin months of good television. So if it becomes a weekly basis with him, and maybe that's the joke that they're going to try to pull off, then I'll shit all over it. But for just a one-off video, like, okay, it's bad, but I'm not going to let it ruin the entire product just because of that. So, all right, let's get into the debate this because PWI top 20 for 2022. First off, I say this every year this list comes out. I hate the stupid month timetable that they do this bullshit list on. They run it from October to September. So when you're looking at this list, you start thinking about it, you got to remember that it's not from January through this year. It's from October of last year through September of this year. So right off the bat, well, I'll let you go. One of you can have the floor first. Go ahead. Good. Who wants to crack at this first?
You could take E off. You could take.
Why are you taking E off?
Why would you leave him on there?
He's been hurt.
Yeah, but when this list started is whenever he won the title.
And they took it off.
He won the title, and they won the title, and 90 days later they took it off him. He didn't even get full benefits. He got released before 90 days came up.
And he's top 10. And he's in the top 10.
You're not going to be top 10.
Him getting his run, just nope. Take it off.
He's in the top 10. You shouldn't even be in the top 10.
Oh, I thought Cole was okay. Never mind.
So for 3 months, Big E deserves to be number 9 for Wrestler of the Year because he had a 90-day title reign.
And I'd put Moxley over him. And I hate that I'm saying that.
My biggest thing when I saw this whole list is where's Jay White at?
Jay White not in the top 20 is blasphemy.
Yes, it is. For all the stuff he did with the Bullet Club rivalry and like
Impact,
all the different promotions, every
AEW,
promotion.
Impact, New Japan, yeah.
He's
Jay
been a
White not in
worldwide
the
star this
Jay
year.
White not in the top 5 is blasphemy.
Yes. That's the biggest joke right there. So that makes this whole list irrelevant to me.
Like, I'm cool where Lashley's at, but his top 5, I mean,
Who the hell is Seth? Yeah, Seth doesn't need to be 17. Move him up.
Yeah, Seth should be moved up.
Zack Ryder should not be top 13 or top 20.
Zack Ryder, he's not on the list. Matt Cardona.
Ryder's not on the list.
Zack Ryder's not on the list.
Zack Ryder's on the list.
If Cardona doesn't get injured, I would have put Cardona in the top 10.
I'll flip
Look
him
at what he's done over the year. Look at what he's done in GCW. Look what he's done in NWA, Impact.
On the
He
independent.
had 7 world titles at one point.
I have an independent world title. I want to get the list and just see if I can make this list. 500 people.
Alexander not being in the top 10.
Yeah,
another yes.
And he was top 10 last year, so there's no reason he's not top 10 this year.
Cody doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. He barely wrestled.
That's for a moment. That's the whole reason where he's listed. Same with Punk. Punk's in the top 3 because of a moment. And the moment technically happened in the previous year list.
What moment's that?
When he returned. That was it. That's what I said. And that's technically the previous year's list. So
what moment he did.
So you only have one long-term champion on this list.
I think Punk's only moment is that brawl backstage.
Why is Dax Harwood not on this list?
Because he's a jobber to the stars. He's lost all his solo matches. Get him out of here. Don't even bring that name up.
Are you
I was waiting for you to say
did
that.
You not watch the singles matches that he had this year?
But he lost them. Doesn't
It
count.
doesn't matter if you lose them.
I don't care if you put on bangers. You lost. Get off the list.
You're crazy. Dude's had a top 10, a top of 5-star matches this entire year.
And he lost them. Get off the list.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hey. And put Dante Martin up there. He's had bangers.
Losses matter, right, Jay?
Bangers.
Dante Martin has not had matches nowhere near the caliber as Dax. You're out of your mind. See, that's where your white privilege is coming into play. Look at you. You're wearing a shirt. You're wearing a shirt. Not look at you. So you're talking stupid.
FTR will be the number 1 tag team when they do that list.
Yeah.
But never got a title shot for the AEW titles? Since how long?
April.
Hey, look, losses don't hurt stuff. That's established. Dax is an established singles wrestler.
Dax has had better single matches than Lashley, than Cody, than Big E,
Nope.
than Cardona. then Drew. Hell, he carried Punk to a 5-star match whenever they wrestled.
Whoever made the list, they apparently didn't agree.
And I agree with them.
Okay, so I misspoke. The PWI grading is from July 2021 to June 2022.
They changed it.
They changed it.
So, well, why if it's the June 2022, why did they wait?
Why Jay White still ain't on there?
List?
Why Jay White still ain't on the list?
By that criteria, you added another loss to Dax Harwood's record.
Turn his mic off. I don't know what the hell he's talking about?
You said Jay White not being on this list makes this whole list irrelevant. So I don't care who's number 1 through 20. He's not on the list. It's pointless.
I mean, yeah, you talk about the biggest snubs with like All-Star voting and Pro Bowls and stuff like that. That's insane.
Yes, it is.
I mean, not even. Where's Osprey?
Yeah, that is enough. but Big E's number 3 or number 9.
That'd been my biggest grievance there. Big E 9.
Cody at 6 can go for me too.
True.
Even if it is from July 2021 to June 2022, I mean, he took how many months off? Like he's been injured. Like
had hella matches though. Not hella matches.
For a 4-month period.
Give him the ladder match.
Hey, where's Wardlow?
No,
I mean,
no.
What do you mean no?
Sorry, no.
January to June.
No,
he had that entire 6 months. He was the hottest guy in pro wrestling. What are you talking about?
No. What is he doing now?
Done. Well, now starts the new clock.
Now starts the new clock
for 2023.
Yeah. I agree to put him in the top 20. Yeah.
In June, he was fighting security guards.
Before that time, I'll put him in. For that time, yes.
Nope.
Now since he's been champ, sorry to say, but he's Ryback.
He was Ryback before he was champ.
Oh, whoa.
Feed him security guards.
We're not gonna compare Wardlow to Ryback. Wardlow's way better worker than Ryback.
No.
He's a better character than Ryback.
He's a way better worker and he's a way better character, but he's getting booked the same way.
Fan appeal. He's a power bomb. That's it.
I mean, he fought nothing.
He had one good match.
He fought nothing but jobber since he's been champ. So
that's not his fault.
That match where he did the flip. That's the only match he did the shooting star press or whatever. That's the only match he had a good one. Everything else has been just straight terrible.
Yeah, I believe you. It definitely is not his fault, but he don't make the call. That's your boy TK who makes the call. And whatever I see on TV, that's canon.
And that's why he's not in the top 20, because it's canon.
Chris? Nothing?
I don't even know what to say on this list. This might be one of the worst lists that I've seen them do. Every year we talk about it, and it's always subjective to whoever's putting it together.
They put 20 in a hat and pulled these out.
Yeah.
And left Dax in there.
This hasn't been a good year for pro wrestling. So it's like, I don't think. We said this when we did our halfway point. We'll see.
But wait, our halfway point is different. Our halfway point is different. January, we're looking at it from January to December. Mm-hmm. We're not doing, what they do fiscal year. They're in the freaking
yeah, I know. Like there's some financial office or something.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, okay, so with the criteria from being July last year, yeah, Punk's only on here because of his debut. That's it. Yeah.
He did have some. He
had some good matches.
It's some good matches and arguably the best feud in pro wrestling.
Not number 3 on the list. And same with Cody. Cody returned at WrestleMania. That's the reason why he's where he's at. they're both on this list just for moments.
I'd agree there.
Brian, he had some great matches, so he wrestled consistently this past year for that, so I can see him being high on the list. I'm okay. Big E getting the title, I'm okay where he's at. Jonathan Gresham,
do nothing with it.
Jonathan Gresham, world traveler. Traveled everywhere with that Ring of Honor championship. He should be in the top 10.
You don't bump Moxley up for all the AEW World Championships plus the GCW World title?
I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. Fuck Moxley.
I'd bump him up, but I agree with you.
I tried to give the guy credit whenever he went to AEW that he was going to be something different. I have not seen anything different from him. Like, the dude is a bum.
He's way different than what he was. He's way different than what he was in.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's the same guy.
He's the exact same thing.
He's the same guy.
He doesn't have the talent to be a different person.
All right, side debate this. Just based on his list, who had the better feud of the year, CM Punk and MJF or Cody versus Seth?
I hate to say it, Punk and MJF. God, that kills me saying CM Punk's name.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see the argument for either one.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I got tired of CM Punk and MJF.
But to a point, I got tired of seeing Cody and Seth.
Yeah,
I didn't. I was waiting for him to come to. I was waiting for him to come here on the 29th. They could have ran that back all summer long.
They would have.
I mean, Cody and Seth had more matches. They ran a trilogy where Punk and MJF they built to what they wrestled twice.
They really
right?
wrestled twice.
Yeah,
is that just Full Gear that they built that? Or...
So you had Revolution. He beat MJF. Yeah, so they wrestled twice.
And in my case, in one, I had interest in both wrestlers. I could care less about Punk at all. So I only cared about MJF's side of the equation and him moving up from it.
Marks has 1,000 fans. Chris is none of them. If he has 1,000 haters, and Chris is one of them. If he has 0 haters, and Chris is
and I'm sure he has 1,000 fans. There's people that like him for whatever reason.
I mean, he may not be. He's not my
subjective. So.
I've seen someone say he has charisma.
Ooh.
He has all the charisma in the world. That's what they say.
Go back and watch the Stone Cold interview. Tell me what charisma he had on that.
All right. Well, hit us up on social media. Let us know out of this top 20 who you got, what they got right on the list, what they got wrong. Again, that's stupid June to July fiscal year bullshit.
It makes no sense.
So you want me to remember a year and a half ago to try to figure out like it. Our list at the end of the year is going to be way better. And Dax will be number one. I can tell you that much. Let's get into drink of the week.
Chug, 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 chug.
All right. So no gunshots in the background of this week's Drink of the Week episode. or like a 1987 Chevy truck backfiring. Donald, what do we got this week?
All right, so we had Knockin Noggin before. We had the apple bake, so I decided to get the Knockin Noggin Peach flavor this time. And it's 8.5 alcohol volume, cider. So they have many different flavors, so let's try the peach. Still technically summer, so let's get into it.
8.5% by alcohol, gluten-free. I almost was like, okay, we can't drink this on the show because I read the back of the can and like I kind of read it real quick. So I'm reading fresh squeezed peaches make the juicy cider taste as if you're eating a liquid peach ring from your favorite childhood sweet shop. But whenever I read it real quick, I saw a childhood sweatshop and I'm like, we can't do this on the show. Like, why would they even put that on a can? But then it was like my eyes adjusted and it was like, oh, sweet shop.
You got the readers on and you were okay.
No readers. I just held the can a little bit further away from the face.
Anybody sell peaches?
We picked this for a peach ring aficionado. Mm.
Doesn't taste like a peach ring.
It doesn't, but it's good.
Yeah, no, I know. So like I was a little hesitant on this because it's a cider, so we know it's apple based, right? And I was wondering whether or not the peach would get lost, in the flavor itself. Because like certain things you combine and one will overpower the other just because of it. And I thought it may happen. And I don't really get the peach at all. It is a very delicious drink. I'm not gonna say that it's not good because I would definitely drink this more, but I don't. As far as like peach flavor,
I just taste sweet.
Yeah, like it's just
very sweet.
Yeah.
Just like the apple bake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like the apple bake. But yeah, what Steve was saying, since it's apple base, cider, the peach gets lost in it. And it does to a point for me. I still like it. I'll give it a 3.5.
Same.
I'll agree with everything you said, Steve. I agree with. Yeah, it's got this smooth texture to it, and I guess that's where the peach comes in on here. But yeah, I'm not tasting peach. I'm not even whenever I open up the can, I ask, does anybody else smell peach? Because usually you crack it open, you get that aroma, but
I'm tasting that tart or whatever they mix.
Yeah, like there's
but like you said, Jason, too. It's just like you taste the sweet.
Yeah,
and it is a very sweet drink.
Yeah, there's no like bite to it like a Granny Smith apple. You know what I mean? Like it's not there. The sweetness definitely overtakes, but like compared to like the Mackenzie's pumpkin jack cider that I had, where it's an apple cider but pumpkin based, like the pumpkin flavor and the spices and all that.
All there.
Were all there. You got that. Where this, it's just a sweet drink. Honestly,
are you getting the apple cider? Because it's supposed
I'm not getting either flavor. Like no,
it's like cancel each other out.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting like a blend taste. Like
it's like liquid sugar. Like I'm literally just drinking sugar right now.
Yeah. That's a good description.
And you don't taste 0% of that alcohol.
No, I mean,
8.5.
8.5 is good with a pounder can. I'll do 8.5 all day long. But because of how sweet it is, I don't know if I'm gonna be drinking like 3 or 4 of these.
Oh yeah, no, did not. Yeah.
I feel like halfway through this can, my diabetes went from type 1 to type 2. Like I got the sugar. That was way better than Michael Cole's same flavor year.
Like this sweet feels like if you drink too much, it's gonna be heavy.
Yeah, it'll get you sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 3.5 all the way around. If you see it out and about, pick it up. Let us know what you think for Knockin Noggin Peach.
Yeah. Apple baked is better.
Well, don't hit remix.
One time you held off on the button, huh? How you do that?
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. All right, this week, football. Football is king. Football is back. NFL opening weekend last weekend. Talk about ratings. Like the Steelers Bengals was the highest rated opening week CBS game in a 1 o'clock slot that they've ever had. It was like over 17 million people. Thursday night, Rams and Bills was at like 25 million people. So the football is see, Nate, you had to ruin No, you're 0-1, so sit there and enjoy the rest of the show. Yeah, so football's back. Big slate of games today, college and NFL tomorrow. Initial takes. How we feeling? Just overall, what you saw from the league itself, and then just more Steelers centric if you want to get into more Steeler talk.
Too many damn injuries.
A lot of injuries across the board, and it's not
from preseason on up. It's just too many damn injuries.
What's the ruling on TJ?
No, sir.
He's on IR, partial pec tear, I guess you
6
could
weeks.
say. Minimum 4, probably sometime in October. Doesn't need surgery. I don't know what the Chiefs and Chargers did on Amazon.
Yeah,
I did not see the ratings for that.
Was that Thursday?
Yeah, that was Thursday night.
They might not release the ratings yet, if they release them at all, being on Amazon.
Now, was Bills Rams exclusively?
That was NBC.
That was NBC because it was opening night,
okay.
banner race night. Yeah, so that was NBC. But everything from this point on
is
going to be prime, except for the locals.
Yeah,
locals.
Steelers next week. I get to watch the game and don't miss it. It'll be on WPXI, so channel 11. So I was worried about having to miss a Steeler game, but get to watch it anyways. Yeah, injuries across the league is a big thing right now. And big time players too. TJ Watt, Najee, Justin Herbert with his ribs from Thursday night. Jamal Adams done for the year with his quad. Dak is out, till November probably. So the Cowboys have officially been eliminated from the playoffs again. So yeah, that kind of puts a damper on itself. But I mean, the games themselves were good. Week 1's always weird. Yeah. Especially last year and this year because the preseason shortened. A lot of teams didn't even play people. Like
which was
Aaron Rodgers, the Bengals, for example, their offensive line didn't play one snap in the preseason together, and it showed on Sunday because they couldn't block anybody. So yeah, it's just it's going to be interesting moving forward to see how teams balance the preseason and get teams to get players that have work in. Because like the Chiefs, they played a lot in the preseason, their starters, and they came out humming. So yeah, we'll see what happens there with that. I don't think, but big game this week. A&M in Miami is on tonight. Yeah, I really don't do nothing for me. A&M lost last week, so you can go do without that. I think Pitt is off this week.
I thought they played Western Michigan.
Do they? Oh yeah, they do play Western Michigan. That's right. You got to get that revenge W from last year. Derailed them.
There's not that many. Everything else is like cupcake schedule this week. Next week will be some better stuff.
Yeah, Steelers play the Patriots. So
offensive line still looks bad.
Oh, very bad.
Whatever the under is, take the under in that game.
Still looks bad.
Neither offense is going to be able to score. So put that there.
Is that your DraftKings bet of the week?
Yeah. The under in the Steelers Patriots game. Unless it drops too low. I think last I saw it was still worth putting money in on. But yeah, that might be a turn it on and take a nap because of how boring it is game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So with that there, we got tennis this week. Roger Federer announced that he's retiring after this upcoming tournament. So him and Serena, two of the GOATs of the tennis world, retiring at the same time.
Serena said never say never, though.
Yeah, she pulled the Brady card.
Yeah.
I think she's done. I do.
Yeah.
I think she's saying he's right.
I think she's done.
I know Federer's done. Like, I think he's at peace with it and called it a career. Serena, I still feel like she thinks she can win one more major to tie the record. But I think the Open was kind of her best shot, and she bowed out there. Tennis is a young person's game, man. When you start getting, late 30s, 40s, like that's a tough ask.
That run on that court takes toll on your knees.
Yeah, and then the turnaround time between games, you're playing a 5-hour 3-match set, and it's like I got to turn back around tomorrow and play another one.
Then like with her too.
Aspect of it.
Then like with her too, she played that one match, and then the next day she had that doubles with her sister. And then the next day was, the match that she lost. So it's like 3 straight days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if you wonder if she didn't play that doubles, where she had more energy for her match that she lost.
Yeah, we'll see there. NBA news. Obviously, the big to-do in the NBA right now doesn't have anything with players or on the court. It's all ownership and off the court. We've seen NFL go through this with Dan Snyder, but Starver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, this guy, I don't know how he's still. They can't technically. I guess they can't force him to sell the team, but you can institute the ban for life, like they did with Sterling. And I know having him sell the team is going to only benefit him because, the billions of dollars that somebody's going to pay for the franchise, his return on investment is going to be outrageous. But you can't have that guy running an NBA franchise and being seen courtside and everything else based off of the years of racist and sexual and homophobic, just everything that he's done, and the fact that he's still the owner of the Phoenix Suns is unbelievable to me.
And the Mercury. He owns the Mercury also.
Right. Both of them. So I know the head of the NBA Players Association came out and said that they talked to all the players and that they, have reached out to Adam Silver and requested that he be banned for life. Don't know if it's going to change the ruling that the NBA gave on that, but the stuff that was determined and the facts that came out about what he was doing and saying and everything else, it's just there's no place in that. Like, if this is any other corporation CEO, they're done and fired and the stock's tanking.
Mm-hmm. Now, have the players said something?
LeBron has spoken out. Chris Paul has spoken out. Chris Paul plays for the Suns.
The team players.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Chris Paul came out and said, "Yo, you gotta get this dude out of here."
That's one. Like, until you come out mid-court Jersey, like Clippers.
But that's where potentially we're headed, because you had LeBron, who is the face of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You had Chris Paul, who is the most famous player on the Suns, was head of the NBA Players Association. He was president. Those two ultimately respected individuals by all the players inside of the NBA. They came out and said something. There's nothing they can do now because it's still off season, so they can't, protest or not show up or whatever. So we'll see how training camp, which should be starting up rather soon, because NBA preseason usually is like October. First game is October, so we're coming up here a couple weeks. So it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out and what they do. Obviously, the Phoenix, the Mercury, their season was over with, so it's not like the women could have done anything differently.
They don't make the punishment bite either with the owner, like a $10 million fine. Like, what's $10 million to an owner?
$100 to me, $50 to me.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, you got to make it bite.
I mean, the 1 year suspension, to me, like, with people like that, like ego, right? Their ego is just fucking through the roof, and they feel like they can do no wrong and have not, you know what I mean? So, like, I guess maybe him not being able to be courtside and shown on TV and everything else, like, that can hit his ego a little bit, but it doesn't fit the accusations that were proven based off of the shit he's done over years. And it's not recently, like this is years of stuff that have been done that he's gotten away with. And like you said, you slap him on the wrist. Ooh, yeah, you find him the most amount of money an owner has ever been fined. Whoopee. But like you said, 10 million is 10 million. What is that going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So just not a good look all around for the NBA right now. So we'll see how that plays out. Anything else that you guys saw? I saw Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford officially signed their deal. They will be having their match in November. Arguably the biggest boxing match since probably, I don't know, man. You gotta go Mayweather Pacquiao as far as the most interest, what the fans have been clamoring for.
I see a lot of people talking about it since they signed.
Yeah, and this is more like Mayweather Pacquiao, like in their prime when they should have fought, not like 10 years later. Yeah. You know, maybe like Mayweather De La Hoya, even though De La Hoya was kind of towards the end of his career there, but it's definitely a match that I want to see from a boxing fan standpoint. So I'm glad they finally got it done. Agreed to terms. Everybody's happy with their splits as far as what they're going to be getting paid out, and hopefully this is a match that can kind of reestablish boxing and bring boxing back to the masses. Because you got people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul drawing more fans than actual fighters out there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't follow boxing, but everybody's talking about it, so I'll be interested to see. Just to be interested to see.
Boxing is your boy Bell.
And they said Triple G fights tonight against Canelo.
Canelo Triple G Part 3.
That's tonight.
So yeah, I'll keep tabs on it. I won't tune in. Like to
What's
me,
that on?
The Zone, I think. That's what Canelo signed with. So I think that's on the Zone.
And they said
the first two weren't like they were good fights, and that was another big time matchup that everybody wanted to see that we finally got. So to me, the trilogy made sense, but it doesn't have nearly the hype that it did.
They said that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua agreed. No,
I mean, Fury said he was done. Like he retired. It was it.
Yeah.
So
someone comes out of retirement. The hell you say?
Very true. Very true.
We are on a pool house watch.
698 hit 698 last night. 2 away from 700.
Okay. And Aaron Judge still at 57.
Yeah, Judge at 57. Donald, where you got Judge or Shohei as your MVP?
Whew. Earlier in the year, I said Shohei, and guess what? I'm still going Shohei. He still pitches. Did Judge throw a pitch yet? There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Shohei is second in the American League in home runs, behind Judge. I think he's like fourth in ERA. Like, I know Judge they're going to give it to Judge, but
yeah.
I mean, come on now. You have a guy that's doing stuff that's never been done before. I don't care that he plays on a team that finished under 500.
Like, I don't care either. He pitches.
And clocking in 100.
Yeah, he's an everyday player.
He did hit 696 here. He torches the Pirates over his career. So,
I'll cap the season off for the Pirates. They can make some money off of that. Look what happened to us.
We're gonna claim the fame.
hey, that would
throw
be
that on the greatest moments at PNC Park.
Yeah,
that would be the most fans at that stadium this year, minus when they played the Yankees.
True.
So yeah, I mean, Pujols. Well, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's arguably one of the best hitters of our generation. I hated him because he was on the Cardinals for all those years, and he was just a murderer of the Pirates. So, but looking at his career totality wise, like to be number 4 on the all-time home run list, yeah, I mean, there's not much more
till one.
You can say.
Oh, quick question for you guys, because Aaron Judge was asked this question: who's the home run king to you? Single season home run king.
I knew this was going to come up at some point. So they're touting it on ESPN as him chasing Maris's American League home run record.
Mm-hmm.
You said single season, right?
Single season, yeah. You know where I stand at this, so that's why I'm asking you guys.
What the Bonds hit? 75?
73.
73.
73. What the McGuire hit?
70.
Okay, yeah.
ESPN has shown 61 because of Maris.
Because of Maris, and because Judge is in the AL and it's a Yankees thing, so it's like we're not even going to touch the steroid stuff and throw these other 2 people out here.
Yeah, because Judge said Barry Bonds at 73 is the record, and people were outraged about that.
I mean, he still hit 73
until stuff gets scratched off the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the one in the asterisk game. Like you hit 73, I got to hit 74. Regardless of how you did it, I got to hit 74. So I'll go Bonds.
Bonds was the first name that came to head.
I go McGuire.
Hater boy.
Oh yes. So I'm hoping he paid 7, whatever Bonds got.
What Sosa hit in the year? He was right there with McGuire.
68.
Yeah.
I had a comment about Sammy, but I'm not going to say it. So, anybody got anything else for this week in sports?
Well, I'm good.
All right, one got to go.
All right, last time we did one gotta go, we did Nicktoons. Ren and Stimpy and Rocco's Modern Life were the most voted. Where do you guys think the fans went?
Rocco's
got voted off. So,
I think that was the agreement that we had clean sweep with all of us, right? Was Rocco, yeah.
So, Donald, you're continuing on with this.
Yeah, since Chris took one of my one gotta goes from the previous one, I figure I might as well just do the other one I have with this. So Nickelodeon Original Sitcoms: Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, Clarissa Explains It All, and The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Clarissa, not even close. Hands down, get it off the list.
Well, we're not going to all see eye on this one.
Get it off the list. Salute Your Shorts and Pete. The Adventures of Pete and Pete are definitely staying on the list. The only argument here is whether or not Hey Dude could be the one that got to go, and I'm definitely putting Hey Dude over Clarissa Explains It All.
So Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, and Clarissa are the original 3 sitcoms. There was another one after Clarissa. I didn't even know it. It was some like high school show, and then Pete and Pete went after that. So in the top 5 shows of original Nick sitcoms.
I just had to look up The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Him and that hat got to go.
You're crazy.
You've
never even seen an episode of Pete and Pete?
I've seen one. Maybe one.
I seen one, but
this is just because you like Melissa Joan Hart. Like, let's be real.
Love. Put that up there. She's number 1 on the list. Then I'm gonna go Salute Your Shorts.
She's not even in my top 500. Back to the PWI list. Like, I wouldn't even put her in the top 1,000 list.
Matter of fact, off of shows I watched, Clarissa stays on the list, and other 3 get kicked off. 3 can go. I can give a damn about the rest of those shows.
No, you're absolutely crazy.
Oh, dude, you missed
I didn't care for Salute Your Shorts. You love it. I can care about it.
Yeah, you don't talk bad about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't a Dina fan? I could see you as a Dina fan.
No. Hey, dude, get it off the list. Or Salute Your Shorts. Pete, get it off the list. Those
It's
stays.
crazy.
You just kicked everything off.
Yep.
You kicked
One got to stay. New list.
Hey, dude.
He's gonna get a new shirt that says hashtag MJH from Melissa Joan Hart.
Hey, dude, and Salute Your Shorts. Two of my favorite shows growing up, so those aren't going anywhere. I like Clarissa Explains It All. I thought it was a good show. I absolutely hated Pete and Pete. That was like one of those shows where I turned on Nickelodeon whenever I got home, and if that was on, I turned the channel off. I did not enjoy that show at all.
You are crazy.
It wasn't funny.
You didn't like Petunia, the tattoo? Come on.
Artie, no. Like, all of it. Like, I didn't.
Mama's Plate was a character itself.
No.
Show was awful. That Pete and Pete can go. I agree with Jason.
Man. No. Salute Your Shorts. Always and will be number one Nickelodeon show in my eyes. Clarissa Explains It All. I did like it. I had no problems with it. Adventures of Pete and Pete. One of the better shows. I mean, you guys talking bad about that show. That show was great.
Horrible.
Hey Dude had to go. Man, the only thing going for Hey Dude was the opening title screen. The intro.
That's all I remember, though.
That was it. Everything else beyond that, being country, ranch style, could go. Talk bad about Salute Your Shorts. How dare you?
Hey,
Hashtag MJH and Donkey Lips Jr. over there. You guys.
I'll take Donkey Lips.
I'm searching Hey Dude and shoes come up.
So your opinion has no weight. You have a T-shirt on top of a T-shirt right now. Like you have no that's.
I have a Whammo T-shirt under here. That can go too.
Whammo, so wait, you're playing
canceled.
both sides of the fence? He's playing both sides of the fence?
Chris gave me the shirt. Chris won it.
You fence hugger.
When?
You can't play both sides of the fence.
We went at a movie screening.
Look, and guess what shirt he has
Chris
on
answered a
top.
question for Whammo.
Look at
I
what shirt
didn't.
he has on
Chris answered
top.
the question for Whammo.
Final thoughts.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning to episode 103. Now that Jason wore a Whammo t-shirt, if we make it to episode 104 next week, that'll be our second anniversary. Make sure you like and follow us on all social media at DumbMarksPod. Head over to dumbmarkspod.com for all the links and more. What do you guys got for final thoughts?
No.
You guys got nothing else for final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
So Netflix Avatar The Last Airbender series. Wait. I told you. Y'all didn't want to believe me.
I brought this shirt like 4 or 5 years ago.
It took Ty 2 hours to
MJH.
notice that.
I am supporting Ariel as a whole. No matter what color, race, creed, whatever, mermaidia.
Mermaid.
So Netflix Avatar The Last Airbender series will be premiering here sometime shortly, I believe.
Gotta go.
The Nickelodeon adaptation was awesome. Hopefully this is way better than the movie that they put out, because that movie is one of the worst movies of all time. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to this. I still watch the Nickelodeon show when I can and go back to it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then as far as the remakes and reboots, another childhood movie that probably should be left alone. We talked about the Goonies a couple weeks ago on here. Well, The Never Ending Story. Could be. It's rumored that it could be getting a reboot with a streamer bidding war to see who will get the rights for it.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, you hate
Wasn't that-
never ending
That's
story.
weird.
Cut them off.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes, dog.
drop
I never even
him?
finished the show. That damn
Drop
dog,
him.
whatever he
Drop him. Drop him.
Cut him off.
Get out of here.
Cut him.
Trash. Never ending story.
I just
I don't want them to do that because they go CGI the dog.
You like the dog?
Yes, I like the dog.
That shit pissed me off.
Falcor? Are you kidding me?
I would take Clifford over that piece of never.
I like Clifford too, but I like Never Ending Story.
Maybe I'll watch and give it a second opinion.
Now, never ending story 2. That's a different. That's a different
Yeah.
ball of wax. Like, kind of jumped the shark there. But the first one, that was on replay on video on VHS in my house all day long. All day long.
Oh, damn, Ty. Shit.
And then Karate Kid. So coming off the heels of the success of Cobra Kai series, Sony announced that there will be a new Karate Kid movie that will be coming, and more details haven't been unveiled yet. I don't believe it ties into anything that's gone on in the Cobra Kai realm, so doesn't really make a whole lot of
It's a
sense
money
considering
That's all what it is.
considering Mr. Miyagi's not there, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But
You're getting Jaden and Jackie Chan again.
oh, you saw that one?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw all the Karate
Are you
Kids.
sure? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that your WP card allowed you in the movie theater to see that. I thought you weren't allowed to see that movie.
I did have one for a gaming thing. I completely forgot about this earlier. Resident Evil 4 remake. It is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. So they are doing a backward generation on it. And people are complaining. Like,
Look, we just got to stop talking about remakes in general.
Yeah.
that's all they do now.
Anybody got anything else? Nope. All right. Well, hopefully Jay's not on the show next week after his piss poor takes.
I hope the story ends.
And with that being said, your thought of the week, your quote of the week is this: don't downgrade your dream just to fit your reality. Upgrade your conviction to match your destiny. Don't downgrade your dream just to fit your reality. Upgrade your conviction to match your destiny. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to episode 103. We appreciate all the love and support. As always, interact with us on social media. We love to get out there and jab away with the comments. And until next time, I'm Mark, you're Mark Telemark. Y'all can catch us around the way.